Welcome back, Shaker High School, Shaker Bison members, whoever's watching this, to the 2023-24 season of the Shaker Bison podcast. I'm Danny Hannoush.
And I'm Abhi, Thati, and we're glad to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
So today we're doing just, a casual discussion about what's going on, a bunch of different topics for us today. So first things first, if you guys can't tell, me and Abhi are both wearing black. Why is that? Because it was a part of our Spirit Week. This week was class colors, or today was class colors, so it was seniors black.
Right.
What was the other ones?
I think juniors green.
I think
sure red is one of them.
I think yellow was sophomores.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. I didn't end up buying the shirt. I don't know.
Yeah. I heard they did good sales for
Yeah.
the shirts, so congrats to Student Council for the shirts they put out.
Morgan, can you please...
It's our first podcast since last, I think, June, so September.
First thing, just going back to the school spirit thing. I feel like this year, I'm not going to lie, is like the first year I've kind of felt like a full school spirit within the school when it comes to everything. Sophomore year was okay. Coming back after COVID, everything was still shut down. People were still in masks. Junior year, it was still like a little bit better, but I feel like this year's finally we're getting back acclimated to where it was before we were in high school.
School spirit at an all-time high right now. The Shaker Barn
rated
the barn
number one in the state, best
which
student
is impressive,
section.
Thanks to mainly him and
me and
Roman Territory.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job. Again, 20,000 views on some posts.
Yeah.
And the Barncast is looking great. Everybody's showing up to all these football games. Hopefully we can carry that into more other events, including like basketball.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then
even hockey, too. I
hockey.
heard they're supposed to be pretty good this year, yeah.
Yep, so, keep on coming out to these. We're doing a great job so far, and school spirit. So, Dan, do you want to expand at all about the whole Shaker Barn thing, how that's coming along, what you guys are doing with all that, and how you guys have managed to get it as big as it has been?
Yeah, of course. So, if you guys don't know, I think it was like 3 years ago, the senior class, they kind of started this Instagram account called The Shaker Barnyard, and pretty much they went to the football games, they recorded a podcast, interviewed people, made like these hype edits, they got pretty popular super fast, right? And then they handed that off to two seniors last year, and I don't want to like drag them in the dirt or anything, but they didn't do too good of a job. So this year they handed off to me and Roman, and I don't want to toot our own horns, but I'm pretty sure we're
doing a great job.
Yeah, we're set.
I can toot them. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen those yet, go look at the Shaker Barnyard on Instagram.
At Shaker Barnyard on Instagram. Go check it out. Great job again. It's really helping out with school spirit, really getting the crowds going, getting the school united again. I think that's what we need right now as we're trying to still come out of that COVID mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
School spirit kind of died off a little. And it's starting to make us come back. We're starting to see, the pep rallies, all these things. Last year was our first pep rally of our high schools, and that we were 3 years in already. So that's just not ideal, obviously, but it also can kind of hurt the camaraderie and the school spirit around.
Yeah, so definitely. I think that the biggest thing for our senior class this year is just to show the future grades and stuff, what it should look like. We have to set the bar with this class.
Point us in the right direction.
Exactly, where we gotta go.
Yep.
And I feel like definitely this year I'm seeing much more club engagement from every single grade. I remember last year and even sophomore year, when you were talking about clubs and stuff, people would be like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" Now if you say club, you're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know that. I've heard of that. Heard on the announcements."
I think the announcements are starting to do a better job with stuff too. Because last year I don't recall things being announced that much, but now we're starting to hear clubs are starting to really take, hold. I heard yesterday at a few clubs they were reaching over 80 members. So
Wait, which ones?
I think Coding Club received quite a lot of kids. Yeah, that's what crazy. I heard. So this is the kind of thing we need, just to get people involved again. You don't want to just come to school, go home, and repeat that cycle for 100 or so days. You want to get involved.
Yeah, and definitely with the new change in administration too, new principal.
Great job he's doing.
Yeah.
Mr. Puccioni, great job.
For the first week he was doing these videos and stuff, which I'm assuming everyone watching this saw, third period in homeroom, putting himself out there for the Shaker High School classes to see him. Definitely good. Also, homecoming coming up too.
Yeah.
This will probably be posted after homecoming, so hopefully that all goes well. So if you're seeing this, you'll probably have seen the pep rally tomorrow, or whenever you're seeing this, you probably have seen the pep rally dance.
This guy might or might not be performing that.
So.
Shaker boys soccer remain undefeated right now. Shaker football still looking good. A couple tough losses, but have been in every game so far.
Let's get into some recent news stories. So, I think the biggest topic of discussion right now, popular on like Twitter and everything right now, is the whole Taylor Swift, what's his name?
Travis Kelce?
Yeah. For those who don't know, what's the argument there? Like, what people are saying?
Well, right now, people are getting a little frustrated seeing so much coverage for these two. But, I mean, right now, if we look at it, Taylor Swift making a huge impact on NFL viewership. NBC reported that the broadcast peaked at 29 million people, with an increase of 2 million people in female fans and female viewers. So,
I didn't even know that. No, yeah. I just heard about it because I was seeing that, like, a bunch of people were buying Travis Kelce's jerseys now.
Yeah, Travis Kelce jersey sales went up by over 400% just the last 2 weeks.
We were talking about that in our macro class, how, because our teacher's a big Taylor Swift fan, shout out Miss Dolan.
Yeah.
She was telling us about how, like, the macroeconomics of football.
Yeah, NFL, huge breadwinner for the United States, but man, like, Taylor Swift really impacting the numbers. I mean, it's the most watched Sunday show since the Super Bowl. So,
really?
Yep.
The one with, what teams is he being played for? I don't even follow football like that.
He plays Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, they're a big team already.
Yeah, they already, what's his name, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. They're right now probably arguably the most popular, but.
Yeah. Other big topic is the government shutdown that was supposed to happen, but it got avoided, and that's what kind of led to Kevin McCarthy getting voted out. So that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Pretty unprecedented event. Never happened in American history. So, I mean, these next couple of weeks are going to be pretty rough in the House of Representatives.
And next 45 days, they better get everything figured out because another shutdown could be on the way if current things don't hold, right? Isn't that?
In terms of what?
Because the next 45 days is the current period for the extension for the budget.
Oh, really?
So if something new doesn't get approved, I believe it gets... the government shutdown could happen in the next 45 days.
Yeah, that would be bad. Another big recent story, pretty close to home. It was, I think it might have been a national story somewhere, maybe statewide story. Was there was recently a kidnapping of like a 9-year-old girl, right?
Yep.
Yeah, in Saratoga. They found her in a couple of days, but how did that even happen? I didn't really look into it too much.
So she was biking around in a park, I believe, and next thing you know, she was kidnapped. They found the bike, and she wasn't there. So a whole investigation, over 400 plus local, state, and federal law enforcement officers conducted a major investigation. It was
really. Because I remember getting the Amber Alert.
It was a big deal. But then there was a ransom note that was dropped off at the family's residence.
Wait, there was a ransom?
There was a ransom note, and they found his fingerprints on it. They were able to track those using the database to DWI arrest back in 1999, and he's also being investigated for sexual assault accusations as well. So
not a good guy. Not a good guy.
Wouldn't
not
bet
the
on
best.
him being a great guy.
Yeah.
They swatted his mother's residence, and apparently he was living in a camper right behind their mom's house, and that's where he was found, and the daughter was found there as well.
Crazy.
Yep.
Imagine living right next to your kidnapper.
Yeah.
Another big thing too. I mean, obviously everyone here has noticed how this week, so probably next week, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be super cold. But this week it was super hot. The week before it was super cold. Back and forth, change of temperature. It's got like half of the people here in Shaker High School sick. Everyone here. I personally woke up 2 days ago, sore throat. Yesterday woke up, felt dead. Went to the doctor. I thought I had like flu or something.
Yeah.
I tested negative for everything, but I'm pretty sure it's just because like immune system got compromised from all the heat.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, in October, would you really expect? I mean, close to 90. It's like 80 something today. I mean, it's
beginning of October. Since when has it been 80 degrees? I saw too. It's supposed to be like, according to the European Climate Agency, this year is supposed to be the hottest in like recorded history. So I mean, pretty.
The summer
crazy.
certainly.
Yeah,
was.
the summer was. Yeah,
Yep,
that was the hottest in recorded history. Right. Yeah.
I mean,
I was in Lebanon too over the summer, and like when I was there for a couple of weeks, and during the time I was there, it was like a heat wave. Like I was literally sweating, smelt the entire time I was there.
What is it usually like around this time there, or that time?
That time there, yeah. So like it was in the middle of July. Usually it's still like super hot. Where I am, it was super dry. But I mean, like there was just so much heat, so much sun. Like it was about 99 degrees every single day, and like you don't want to use up too much air conditioning too because electricity there's expensive. Yep. So it was just not a good time in terms of that.
Yep.
So right now, all the seniors getting down to the last straws in terms of early decision applications and everything.
In terms of advice, start in the summer, get a lot of it done in the summer.
Definitely.
And get your exams and all that taken care of ahead of time, because you do not want to be starting senior year, at least during the time you should be working on applications, scrambling about SATs, doing this, doing that. You really just want to be focused on that for the most part. So I would take care of your exams and all that stuff ahead of time, and as well as recommendations, because I would tell all juniors, especially like towards the end of the year, if you find a teacher or two that you're comfortable with, make sure you let them know that you want a recommendation then, or even as early as you can, because by the time closer to this school year or your senior year, these teachers are getting 20, 30 plus applications, and they won't be able to put as much time into those. So just make sure you get all that stuff arranged earlier, just so that they put more thought into that.
Yeah, personally, I mean, if there's one thing I wish I could have changed about what I've done so far in the application process, I wish I would have taken my like SATs exams like seriously earlier on. So I mean, I took it in I think March. I did not good at all, and then I was supposed to do the one in August, but I registered too late, and so I couldn't.
Right.
So now I'm taking the one in August, which is actually this Saturday. So by the time this comes out, it would have already happened.
Yep.
But yeah, I finished my Common App essay over the summer. I got that done as first as possible.
Do whatever you can
early, so you can focus on your supplementals when you're actually like getting down to it in early October and September. Yeah, and
make sure you get your college list done before, maybe not before you do your recommendations, but try to get it as ironed out as possible. Make sure you speak to recommenders months in advance, especially like for any non-teachers. Just let them know like months in advance so they can get those prepared. And just make sure you handle everything you can ahead of time when you're not that busy. And I know many people are super busy senior schedules. I mean, with APs and this and that, it can be a lot. And I know Danny's doing a whole bunch of stuff too. He's running the Shaker Barnyard, editing for hours and hours while also doing internships and
CIP.
Stuff like that. Yep. Like things can get a lot during this time, so just make sure you're getting that all ironed out.
Definitely time management is like if there's one thing you can get good at in high school before you get to college too, and even your senior year, if you can get it down pat before then, is definitely time management, because it's really easy to get stressed out. So I mean, we don't want to overwhelm any younger classmen or juniors going into their senior years, but like if you have a plan and you're goal oriented and you're able to stick to that plan, then you're fine.
But just to those that aren't, just keep it in the back of your minds.
Thank you everyone for watching. As always, be sure to like if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, comment, all that. If you're watching this on the website, share the link to someone you know. We hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Horns up.
Horns up. First podcast of many this year.
Yes,
Check
sir.
it out.